Okay, so when you hear Nietzsche's Zarathustra, your brain probably goes straight to, heavy, dense philosophy, right? But what if we look at it a different way? What if it's not just a textbook, but a deeply psychological journey? A story about one guy's fight to become whole.
And this whole journey kicks off with a question that it completely flips the script on self-improvement. Think about it. What if getting better isn't about getting rid of your flaws, but actually embracing them, all of them? To really get this, we gotta meet the two, let's call them ghosts, that are haunting Zarathustra. On one hand, you've got his shadow. This is all the stuff he hates about himself, the parts he tries to ignore. He calls it the spirit of gravity. And then there's the ugliest man. This guy is basically a walking symbol of everything repulsive and pathetic about being human. But here's the thing. They're not just some random villains. Nope, they are inside him. And how he deals with them, well, that's the whole story. It's like a progress bar for his soul.
And why bother confronting these inner demons? What's the end game? It's to become the Übermensch. Now, hold on. This isn't some guy in a cape. The Übermensch is Nietzsche's idea of a truly free person. Someone who's stopped following the old, dusty rulebook of morality and starts writing their own. It's about total psychological freedom. That's the prize.
So, how does our hero start this epic quest? You might think with a bang, right? Nope. It starts with him running away. It's pure instinct. He just wants to get away from his own shadow as fast as he can.
Yeah, his first move is just pure avoidance. He literally runs from his shadow, treating it like it's some monster latched onto his back, dragging him down. It's not him, it's this thing. If you look at it through a Jungian lens, this is the ego in panic mode, trying to stay clean by pretending the messy parts don't exist. But spoiler alert, you can't outrun your own shadow. It doesn't work that way.
All right, so if running away was phase 1, phase 2 is way, way harder. This time he can't run. He has to stand still and face something that makes him physically sick to his stomach. He's about to meet the ugliest man, and it's going to trigger what Nietzsche calls the sickness of pity.
And when I say sick, I mean it. This is not a metaphor. He sees this ugliest man, who's really a mirror for all of humanity's flaws, and he's hit by this wave of nausea and pity so strong that he literally falls to the ground. This is his breaking point, his toughest test so far for sure. But wait a second, isn't pity a good thing? Aren't we supposed to feel sorry for people? Well, not in Nietzsche's world. For him, pity is the last sin. It's the final shackle that keeps you chained to a mindset of weakness. So what is this mindset? Nietzsche calls it slave morality. Basically, it's a value system created by the powerless out of resentment for the powerful. It flips everything on its head and says, oh, being meek, humble, and full of pity, that's what's good. It's a coping mechanism. And for Zarathustra to level up, he has to shatter those chains completely.
Okay, and this is the pivot. This is the moment everything changes. Zarathustra finally stops running. He stops cringing away from the darkness and starts the incredibly hard work of actually turning to face it. He's about to look right into the abyss. And you can really break his journey down into 3 stages. First, you've got avoidance. That's him running for the hills. Then comes confrontation. He finally stops and he actually listens to his inner demons. He challenges them. And then the final, most amazing step, affirmation. He's not just putting up with his flaws anymore, he's throwing a party for them.
Just look at the difference in how he treats the ugliest man. Before, it was all this weak, passive pity. But after his breakthrough, it becomes what Nietzsche calls a hard love. It's like tough love for the soul. He's not babying this ugly part of himself anymore. He's saying, stand up, justify yourself, find your own value. He's making the hideous find its own strength.
And this is where he has his big aha moment. He starts to internalize the abyss. He realizes that all the qualities he's been searching for, that strength, that creativity to build a new world, they aren't in some pristine, heavenly place. No, they're like buried treasure hidden in the dirt and the filth that he was so desperate to run away from.
All of this soul-searching, this hard inner work, it all builds to this one incredible symbolic moment. It's called the Great Noontide. This is the climax, where he finally becomes whole. And at the Great Noontide, this moment of being completely in the now, something wild happens. That shadow, the one that's been chasing him this entire time, it's gone. Poof. But it wasn't killed or banished. It was absorbed. It's been integrated. It's not trailing behind him anymore because it's in him. He's won. There's this quote that just nails it perfectly. It says his darkest instincts are no longer obstacles. They're the very ground he stands upon. I mean, wow. Think about that. The things he was most afraid of are now his foundation.
So once he reaches this point of total self-acceptance, his role changes. He's not a preacher anymore. He's not a seeker. He's become a creator. He's ready to look at all of existence, the good, the bad, the ugly, and say yes to the whole thing.
And the way he proves it, well, it's pretty weird, but also amazing. He literally throws a party, the Ass Festival. And guess who's on the guest list? His shadow and the ugliest man. See, he's not just tolerating them at the dinner table, he's dancing with them. This is that ultimate Dionysian affirmation, a joyful yes to everything, way beyond our little boxes of good and evil. And this all leads up to Nietzsche's final, and frankly most terrifying test. It's called the eternal recurrence. Imagine this. You have to live your life over and over and over again for infinity. Every single moment, the good and the absolutely terrible. The ultimate test of the Ubermensch is to be able to look at the ugliest man, the worst part of your existence, and still say yes, bring it on, again and again, forever. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that the Ubermensch isn't some flawless, angelic figure who got rid of all his bad parts. Not at all. The Ubermensch is someone who has stared their own darkness right in the face, given it a hug, and then learned to dance with it. That's mastery. And that really leaves us with one last question. For you, for me, for all of us. What if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if the goal isn't to extinguish our darkness? What if, and this is what Zarathustra found, the height you can reach, the brightness of your own light, actually depends on the depth of the darkness you're willing to own?